We're going to start a new segment. This new segment is going to be fighting the meta, where I'm going to be teaching you about different ways to fight the meta, since not everybody knows how to fight a Constellar or a Gear, or maybe even higher deck decks. So this will be a way of kind of teaching you. I'm going to start off using my favorite deck that's actually gaining popularity, the Madolche deck archetype. What the Madolches do is they use different cards like the Mewfuel, the Hootcake, the Angel, the Madolche to summon a Madolche Queen Tiramisu. And her effect is detach a material, target up to 2 Madolches in your graveyard, put them in your deck, then 2 of your opponent's cards shuffle into their deck of your choice, but they're not targeted, which is the key point on why they're good. This deck has many problems in it, such as the Madolche Mewfuel. Mewfuel is a 500 attack point monster that's level 3, Earth-type beast that you normal summon. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon from your hand Madolche monster. This card is 500 attack. The easiest way to stop this is Effect Failure, Fiendish Chain, Breakthrough Skill, singing Divine Wrath and stuff like that. If you stop its effect, they lose. They crumble. Especially if you stop it with something like Fiendish Chain or Effect Failure while it's still on the field. If the Madolche Mewfuel is on the field, they're left with a 500 attack point monster that can do nothing. There are ways to get around this, like if they're like, oh crap, you've got the Veiler, well then I'm going to use Double Summon and do stuff. Not very many of these decks use that card. And since we're only talking about Madolches here, we're going to kind of focus in on that. You're going to want to stop them with main deck cards such as Effect Failure or Fiendish Chain, or maybe side in stuff like the Breakthrough Skill if you're worried about it, or maybe side in Divine Wraths if you're not going to use that in main deck and stuff, just to help fight the deck. Another issue that they have is just the Madolches, they need to do one thing, summon the Queen. The Queen is a really good card once you get it out, but when you think about what it is, it's a 2,200 attack point monster that without the field spell is 2,200, as I just said. It is less than 25. Utopia. Most extra deck cards can attack over that with how easy it is to summon extra deck cards, as well as a ton of main deck cards can attack over it, making it so that attack stat is bad on its own. It's not horrible, but it's not the best. At the same time, being 22, it can be stopped by virtually any trap card besides the regular trap hole. I summon it, bottomless, warning, torrential, and you just have so many issues fighting that. Not only that, but Queen can only do 2 cards. You can't get multiple Queens out if you're stinking lucky, but ignoring the fact that that will not generally happen, you are getting 2 cards back. They're generally going to hit back row. If you put 4 back row, 5 back row, they're not going to be able to do great. Even if you let the summon go through and they put back 2 cards, you are very likely to have something in the last 3 trap cards to be able to fight back. So running a heavy back row against Madolches is a great way to go. They do have main deck answers like 1 trap stun. I've hardly seen 2. I myself am trying to, but it's not the most effective in the deck because they need to get to their combo pieces. So I seriously think that it's not going to be that big of an issue of them trying to negate your traps. The next thing about it is how weak it is to summon, how frail the chain line is. You go Cat, and Jelly, Hootcake, Messenger Lotto. Messenger Lotto gets you your spell, and then those 2 go into Invoker. Invoker is the weak link. MX Saber Invoker says, I'm a 1600 attack point monster that can be bottomless, that can be Divine Wrath, that can be the Black Horn of Heaven. It can be stopped by so many things. Plus it's 1,600 attack points. 1,600 attack points. You drop Veiler on this, their combo's dead. They're stuck with the 1,600 attack point monster on the field. My next turn, alright, Tanky for Bear, I can now kill it. And now get my search from the damage and be able to destroy 1 to kill the Queen. And if they have the Queen, it's just, this deck can be shut down by a lot of things just by stopping it anywhere along the line. There are just so many things that are issues with this deck. The deck has so many flaws, so many weaklings, so many little parts in it that it can just be shut down. I personally say the deck is not super awesome and special. I hope you like what I did here. I tried really hard to try and present the facts of the deck. It does have some really good combos it can do, and using cards like the Trap Stun and other things, Mystical Space Typhoons, it can fight back. But I'm just here trying to say, these are the weaknesses of the deck. Exploit it. I mean, you use stuff like Rivalry of the Warlords, and they're going to have some issues trying to fight that. There's just small things like that, as well as the fact that the whole deck revolves around those really weak, fragile summons, like several decks do, and being able to exploit those little loopholes with cards like Flying Sea. When your opponent summons, specialists their side of the field, they can no longer XYZ summon. They're left with weak cards. So if you like what I'm doing here, tell me below. If you really hate it, I will stop by all means. Just tell me to stop in the comment section below. The next deck I'll do is, I guess, Constellar, since I said that a bunch in this video. So if you like it, like below. If you want to see something else, yell at me, and yeah.
Everything is awesome.